Good day and welcome to the AAU TV Mid-Week News, and we are live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities in Accra, Ghana, and my name is Lydia Nyame. Joining me are
Jimai Madaladem Duchi.
And my name is Ajaman Ochrodako.
And now the news bulletin on higher education. Africa urged to replicate South Korean model to create jobs. And again, lecturers and students made a vaccination priority.
And in our health news, high fruit and vegetable intake may reduce risk of breast cancer, and also high-fat diet may overactivate destructive heart diseases.
And in our tech news, CSIR in South Africa unveils world-class photonic prototype and facility. We're glad you have time to join us today. Please don't go anywhere. We'll bring you more news after this short break.
Welcome to GTP Health and Safety Corner. If you feel like stepping out, remember social distancing. You might just save a life. Rock at home, stay at home, stay safe. Wash your hands with soap and running water. Spaced out but still in touch. Check in on your loved ones and stay safe. GTP, timeless.
Welcome back from the break, and African countries have been urged to replicate South Korea's higher education model as a way to unlock employment opportunities and develop more highly educated and skilled workers. Countries have been urged to replicate South Korea's higher education model as a way to unlock employment opportunities and develop more highly educated and skilled workers. This call was made by the African Union Commission, an organization for economic cooperation and development, in a joint report called Africa's Development Dynamics 2021. Digital Transformation for Quality Jobs that was launched in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia in January. South Korea's higher education has attained almost universal access for the relevant age group, the report notes. Data sets from the UNESCO Institute of Statistics indicates that South Korea's tertiary gross enrollment ratio stood at 96% in 2018 compared to 9% for sub-Saharan Africa. Now, the gross enrollment ratio figure for tertiary education refers to total enrollment regardless of age, expressed as percentage for the population in the 5-year age group immediately following upper secondary education. Well, that's a great one coming from South Korea. African countries being urged to replicate the South Korean model. Because, I mean, Africa is a continent that has the most unemployment rate. But I want to find out, how different is the South Korean model from that of African countries?
The South Korean educational model is such that it focuses on innovation and digital technology, and, a way that one can actually develop skills on their own. But, the African, that is a report from the AU, that is the African Union.
Okay.
But looking at the African model, it actually does not focus on innovation and also the skills that one has to develop. So, people have, or let me say students have the notion that they go to school and at the end of it all, they just want a certificate without looking at the skill part of our system of education. And I think this is what South Korea is actually bringing on board, the skill part of the education, not only the theory part.
Okay, Ajaman.
Yeah. I believe in the basics, how we form the basics to help the results. For example, you have a machine, and when you pour in water and the machine is dirty, believe me, the water that comes out is full of impurities because the machine has a problem.
Exactly.
The point is, the South Korean model is such that students are trained right from the onset to create their own jobs.
Okay.
Not to go and apply for jobs. Unlike in our situation where you are just trained to fit in an organization setting that is already waiting for you. You are being made or felt that there's something waiting for you to go and occupy, which is not the case because you go out there and it's not there.
Yeah.
So where is the disconnect? It is all about the curricula. It is just to feed you with how you can fit in an organization and not how you can create an organization for yourself.
Okay.
So until we reform our curricula, like what the South Koreans are doing, that has everything, both digital-wise, innovative-wise, everything they do is to put you or to make you capable of facing any terrain. That is what we're talking about, the cutting-edge economy.
Okay, you did mention that students are being trained to employ themselves and not wait to be employed.
Exactly.
But how prepared are African countries to adapt to change? Because this is a very, very great thing.
The report mentioned the political will of African countries. If really we are ready to make this happen.
Exactly.
We've said this over and over again. It's been a decade. And now I'm glad there's a wake-up call from the African Union Commission, the body itself, saying this, that we are trying to actually inspire every African country and urge you all to please go and do what you are not doing, which is to make sure your system is just creating graduates who are able to create jobs and not looking for jobs. So the political will, I can't tell, because we're in Africa. We know what happens in Africa. We know what matters to African leaders. They're staying long in power. And what else? With unemployment lurking around. So we know what's happening, but I believe there'll be a political will to change this.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say, times are changing and we are improving ourselves day in, day out. And Africa is not an exception. I think, African has got the resources. We've got what it takes us to go there. But we actually, lack some people to actually help us, get there. Because Africa has got some of the things that, even though not all, but some of the things that can help us develop. But we lack some few resources that will actually help us. So I think I think we will get there here.
Okay. Well, still on higher education news, Zimbabwe has put lecturers and students on its COVID-19 vaccination phase 2 priority list, a move that may pave the way for the resumption of face-to-face studies. It's put lecturers and students on its COVID-19 vaccination phase 2 priority list, a move that may pave the way for resumption of face-to-face studies. Now, the Zimbabwe government was expected to start the rollout of its vaccination plan to health workers from 18 February before moving to the second phase vaccination, in which lecturers, teachers and learners will qualify for the voluntary injections. On Monday, February 15th, the country received 200,000 doses of vaccines donated by China. The government said China would also supply a further 600,000 doses purchased by Zimbabwe. The president announced that other vaccines from Russia, India and the United Kingdom. Well, that was a report from Al Jazeera, but I want to find out, because, we know how Africa is. Will other African countries be willing to follow suit to prioritize lecturers and students, just like Zimbabwe has done?
I think so, but I would say that, after the vaccinating lecturers and students, is it for them to go back to school, or it is for us to still continue the online? Because if you vaccinate us and we are still going to the classroom to take our lessons and our teachings and all that, I think it's no different. Yes, so right now, I also know that the vaccine is not only to actually eliminate or reduce the corona, but then it is going to also help us to get back to our normal life. So until the vaccine is ready to prove that actually after vaccinating students and lecturers, we are free to go to the classrooms and learn, then I think that's right. But until it is not proven, I think it shouldn't be a priority though.
Okay, Ajuman.
Well, the vaccine introduction into the system, it's really brought a whole lot of brouhaha. Currently, vaccines are being banned. Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine is being banned in some parts of Europe because of the cases that people are receiving blood clots after they get the jab, and also some people also had died of the Pfizer jab some time ago. So we're hearing a lot of things. Some countries are not even giving in to these at all, and the European Commission at the moment is not having an inflow of the vaccines from AstraZeneca because of the production halt. All these are happening. But, we still need to live and fight against COVID-19 the best we can. In Ghana, the Ghana Health Service has actually allayed all fears that the vaccine is of any effect to anyone. So in Ghana, we are confident.
Exactly.
Unlike international news we hear it. But basically, if you have the vaccine in your domain, what do? You prioritize. Health workers were prioritized, right?
Exactly.
But they were still going to work. They were still taking care of people who were still infected. So what stops teachers and students from being a priority? Yes, of course, they are supposed to be a priority because of their activity. Education must move on. So as frontline people in education, students and lecturers should be given a job. I think they also deserve their attention.
Okay.
And go back to the operation. When we all go back to our operations after taking a job, we believe that it keeps us safe, and also we keep ourselves protected against the COVID-19. We're better to go.
You know, considering the fact that people will still have to put on their nose mask and adhere to all precautionary measures even after being vaccinated, because the vaccine is not 100%, it doesn't prevent you from getting the virus. Do you think it is advisable that school authorities are considering the resumption of face-to-face studies?
Well, it's always been an option. We've not said that it is safe to pursue or intensify face-to-face learning. This is the era of digitization. We've said this over and over again.
Exactly.
So as much as you keep your lecturers and students safe, you should not let down your guard on intensifying virtual studies. It is the future. It is the way to go.
Exactly.
So it's about time you lay things in place and do not compromise. It's very dangerous.
You know, because, I mean, it leads me to ask if digital learning, online studies have a future in the land of Africa, because it seems African countries are in a haste to go back to face-to-face studies.
You know, the online education currently has a little challenges in Africa, talking about the internet problems and some people not having, let me say, laptops and all that for the online education. And, you know, right now, stakeholders and some leaders are trying to help with regards to that. And let me say, the network issues and all that. I'm sure those companies are also trying to help in this system of COVID. But right now, if we say we are going to eliminate the online and go back face-to-face because we think we are ready for it, then it will make the stakeholders, you know, feel reluctant because they are helping us improve on our online studies challenges. And right now, we say, okay, COVID is coming down, so we want to go back to the classroom. That means they'll also feel reluctant to, you know, continue to help build up the loopholes with regards to our online education.
That's very true.
You know, change is very important. It pervades all parts of our lives, both emotional, physical, and the psychological. What is important here is that we are in a pandemic that has informed us to transform the way we learn from face-to-face to virtual.
Exactly.
Or to perhaps make it a very integral part of the learning process. So if we are eager to go back to face-to-face, then it's telling us how quite archaic we want to be. We need to be part of the world trend.
Exactly.
Because that is what we're doing. I advise that all institutions should do well to keep up virtual learning. And we can't get it best at the first time. It starts with infrastructure, it starts with the psychology, psychosocial relationship. We have to build it up so we can get used to virtual learning.
That's very
it has
true.
come to stay.
That's very true.
Okay. Continue with our health news. Women who eat high amounts of fruits and vegetables each day may have lower risks of breast cancer than those who eat fewer fruits and vegetables, according to a new study led by the researchers from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. In their findings, cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli and yellow and orange vegetables had a particular significance associated with lower breast cancer risk. Fruits and vegetables are essential for a healthy, balanced diet. They are a great source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Fruits and vegetables also contain natural protective substances such as antioxidants that can destroy cancer-causing agents and cancer cells. A comprehensive review of thousands of studies on diet, physical activity, and weight conducted for the World Cancer Research Fund and the American Institute of Cancer Research pointed to the benefits of eating mostly fruits and plant origin. Foods such as broccoli, berries, and garlic showed some of the strongest links to cancer prevention. Interesting. Right now we are seeing that fruit and vegetable consumption actually reduces the chances of breast cancer. But would you say this topic has received the needed attention on the celebration of Breast Cancer Day?
Well, I would be very, very blunt on it to say that we've always encouraged people to consume fruits. I mean, both men and women, children, that taking more fruits and vegetables because it's good, it's rich in fiber, vitamins, and more nutrients to keep you healthy. But specifically to breast cancer patients or people who are much more close or seeing symptoms of breast cancer, we've not heard the study of that stuff. So this is quite a novel study that could really be of good use to all women and some men. And I think all men too as well, to ensure that we really keep ourselves away from breast cancer or breast infections.
I think the health benefits that fruit and vegetable poses to individuals have been underrated. Because I'm yet to find out what fruits and vegetables doesn't do, because it looks like every single day we find out what fruit and vegetable does. Last week, if you followed the discussion, then we talked about fruits and vegetables helping the heart, the kidney, the lungs, and now it's the breast. I think fruits and vegetables health benefits have been underrated.
But then how do you encourage a woman to make vegetable and fruit as part of their eating habit?
I say this all the time and I'll say it again. It's still education.
Yes.
People know they are supposed to take fruits and vegetables, but do they understand why they should take it? Do they know that taking fruit and vegetable reduces my risk of getting this particular disease and that? I think if people are given adequate education on the benefits of fruits and vegetables, and if they understand what it would do for them, then perhaps they would add it to their daily lives.
Yeah, I mean, not underrating the nutrient quality and ability of fruits and vegetables, even to boost digestion. There are so many things that it can do for us, and strengthen our immune systems and a whole lot. So it is really the real deal now. More fruits and vegetables.
More fruits and vegetables. Moving on. Consumption of a high diet may be activating a response in the heart that is causing destructive growth and lead to greater risk of heart attacks, according to a new research. Reveals high-fat diet may overactivate destructive heart disease protein. Consumption of high-fat diet may be activating a response in the heart that is causing destructive growth and could lead to a greater risk of heart attack. Researchers looked at effects of feeding mice high-fat diet on oxidative stress levels on heart cells. Study found that cells from mice had twice the amount of oxidative stress and led to heart cells being up to 1.8 times bigger due to the cardiac hypertrophy, which is associated with heart disease. Mice that were fed high-fat diet received 45% of their calorie consumption from fat, 20% from protein, and 35% from carbs. Quite interesting. But, as a layperson who is buying food outside, do you think they consider the health, the health benefits or effects before they buy from, the outside?
I think most times people don't actually consider those things because all they basically care about is their hunger. So anything to take away the hunger. People don't consider that the particular food I'm taking, does it have high fat? Does it have a lot of sugar? We don't really focus on the nutrients in the food. All we basically care about is eating, which I think it is really bad because a doctor friend of mine once told me that people with a high level of fat, should they fall, they might not get up because fat is a very, very, very dangerous thing that we need to take a critical look at it. But it's sad that people do not actually focus on it when they are buying food stuff outside or even cooking at home.
Okay.
Junk foods are very attractive.
Exactly.
See some burgers and some fries, chicken and all that.
Exactly.
I mean, as tantalizing as they are, we need to understand that high-fat diets are can really cause us a lot in terms of our immune system because when you take so much fat, it's really floodens your veins and then your blood can flow. When you are just prone to so many attacks, especially the heart. So I think we should be careful of junk food.
But then what should be the alternative to resolve the problems associated with high-fat diet?
Well, I think that, people think they can consume high-fat diet and then burn cholesterol by burn these fats by excessive exercises and all that. But I know someone, or we've heard of news where people go to the gym and in just near lifting or even on the treadmill, they fall off and it was a heart attack. So what went wrong? Because they were trying to burn the same fat that they had consumed. You don't know when your fat will just consume you. So perhaps you don't wait for it to consume you.
I think an alternative is people adapting exercise. You don't need, like you said, you don't need to wait till it consumes you. So right from now, you don't have a high fat. So just adapt exercising every day. Add it to your daily habit. And then perhaps you wouldn't even have to get to that level in the first place.
Okay. So don't go anywhere as we bring you science and technology news after the short break.
Welcome to GTP Health and Safety Corner. If you feel like stepping out, remember social distancing. You might just save a life. Rock at home, stay at home. Stay safe. Wash your hands with soap under running water. Spaced out but still in touch. Check in on your loved ones and stay safe. GTP, timeless.
Welcome to our tech news segment. And South Africa's photonic industry is set to benefit from a state-of-the-art photonic prototyping facility, which is unveiled by the CSIR in South Africa to help change things in the industry.
The Department of Science and Innovation and CSIR's Photonics Prototyping Facility was established as South Africa's first industry support research facility to fast-track and support the development of South African-developed photonics-based prototype products. Hosted by the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research in Pretoria, the facility offers world-class infrastructure and expertise for the use by South African industries, SMMEs, and organizations to prototype a wide array of photonic products and devices. Through this initiative, the CSIR aims to support and grow the photonics industry in South Africa.
Photonics is a field that aims to generate, manipulate, and detect photons, particles of light. Photonics applications have revolutionized 21st century science and engineering. This includes defense and security, optical fiber communications, medical applications, as well as sensing and imaging. This not only signifies the economic importance of photonics, but its potential to address many of the current societal challenges, both globally and in South Africa.
Yeah, so that we can see great benefits coming from the photonic facility that's been established in South Africa. Basically, what they're looking at is to make more of lens-like materials to do investigations like fingerprint investigations, more of health research, microscopic tools. All of these is helping the industry to grow. Now, what do you think is a lesson for Africa now? This is just one thing happening in South Africa, but where other parts of Africa who also need so much of this infrastructure to transform the economy. What do you think we should be learning from South Africa at this point?
I'll first of all commend South Africa for even putting up this in the first place, because this is something that Africa needs. It needs a lot. So personally, I think African countries should follow suit. I mean, just because you did not start it does not mean you shouldn't do it. African countries should learn from South Africa and then start addressing their needs accordingly.
This is from CSIR in South Africa. What do you think other countries should look at?
I would say this is a really great initiative, and Africa can also do something very innovative, like how this has been done. So I think Africa should follow suit and do well and do better for themselves.
Sure, we look for an expansive infrastructure in all parts of Africa to help us grow our economy.
Well, that's all for the news, and in wrapping up, let us take a quick recap on our headlines. Africa urged to replicate South Korean model to create jobs. And again, lecturers and students made a vaccination priority.
And in our health news, high fruit and vegetable intake may reduce risk of breast cancer. And also high fat diets may overactivate destructive heart diseases.
In our tech news, South African CSIR unveils world-class photonic prototyping facility.
Thank you very much for staying with AAU TV as we inform, educate, and entertain. My name is Lydia Nyame.
And I am G. My Madaladam Duche.
I am Ajimono Chodako. Have a nice day.